Welcome to Friday Sews. If you'd like to see my makes for the week, stay tuned. Hello everyone and welcome. I'm Deb and this is DB Designs and Sewing Australia. Welcome to all my subscribers and welcome to anyone who's new. And remember, if you're not subscribed, please click on the subscribe button and then you'll get a notification when I release a new video. So today, I'm going to go through my makes for the week. Let's start with, in St. Arnaud, it's starting to get really, really cold. So I really am going for tracksuits, as you can see what I've got on. And what I've got on is the unwind jumper with the hood from Pattern Emporium. It's really good because it stays up close on the back of your neck, so it's quite warm. I've made this before, but I didn't line the hood this time because this is from a brushed tri-blend French terry from Lush Fabrics. So it's quite fleecy on the inside, so I didn't line the hood, which I have before. Except it stretches in the opposite direction than you would think. So, but very comfortable tracksuit. So that's the unwind jumper that with the hood, and the Anita Ponte pants is what I use to make the tracksuit pants for it. So fabric was a bit weird because it's stretched in the opposite direction, but as long as you're testing that sort of thing before you cut it out, and because I'm short, I can always get the length of pants in the opposite direction. In fact, going from selvage to selvage. So that's what I'm wearing because it is really starting to get really cold. The other thing I did was I made the size 14 Lois Dress. Remember the Lois Dress by Trudy, which I thought was going to be really, really low in the front. Made the size 12 far too tight. Made the 14, didn't need to put a zip in it. And the only reason I tested it without a zip was because some reviews, people had said that they didn't need to put a zip in it. So I can actually get it on without the zip. And as suspected, it is way too low. So I'll pop in some photos of what it looks like on. And this is a size 14 here. So I don't need that. But what I did mark with a pencil when I had it on was that I need it to come up to here. That the V-neck, or the bottom of the V, being these two pieces, needs to finish here, not here. So, what I will be doing is altering the pattern piece. Now, this bottom pattern piece needs to come up this high, which means we need to lose some off the bust here. So the next thing I will be doing is doing a pattern alteration and making another toile. I suspect there'll be a fair few toiles of this dress. And the type of toile that you need to do not just the bodice, but you need to do the bottom part of it because the skirt comes up and makes part of the front bodice, so you're really going to have to do all of it. Happy with how it looks if it wasn't so low, but we will get there eventually, and I will show you and take you through how I've altered the pattern and how to know where to take it up to, or how to know how high I'm going to need. Still going to be a low cut dress, still going to be a dress that you wouldn't necessarily wear into the office, but that you'd wear out. So that was doing my size 14 of the Lois Dress. And the next thing I made was a few things to test out the size for my youngest granddaughter. So for Mia, I've made her some undies. She chose a whole lot of different charms for me to sew onto them. Rather than putting a label on the back of their undies so they know which is the back and which is the front, I found it much more successful to sew charms onto them. It's easier for them, and then sometimes, remember if it was Phoebe or Adele that said, I don't like the tag, it's touching me. So rather than put a tag in it, I put a charm on the front that they've chosen. So I've got a lot more pairs of those to make for her, but I'm just checking that the size 2 is the correct size for her. And the nice thing about these undies is when they're on play equipment and they've got a dress or a skirt on, you can't see up the legs because it's got quite a decent, it's probably hard to tell in the navy. Well, that's what the band's like on the inside. So that's how wide the band is. Because it's got a decent band on it, it's comes in quite close to their crutch and doesn't gape, which is always a plus. So that is the Wicked undies, which are Wicked Patterns 2-piece undies. I don't even have a picture of it. So that was the first thing I made for her. And then her mother said she'd wanted some tracksuits for crochet. And I had some leftover fabric. So these are not really for her to wear. These are for me to try on her to see what the size is like. So I've made this. Now this is in a May Gibbs fabric and it's a French terry, but I'm not happy with the quality of it. I made Phoebe a dress in this years ago, and I just think it doesn't really have much stretch, and the quality is appalling. Yet I bought the May Gibbs fabric in like a cotton lycra, and it was really good quality because I made Phoebe lots of undies out of that. So I've just made this in a size 2 to try on Mia and to see how long she wants it, and I suspect her mother will want it to be much wider than that because I know they all wear oversized stuff, but when you're really little, oversized stuff just swamps you, falls down over your hands, all the rest of it. And I also made her a pair of tracksuit pants which look rather narrow in the leg, but I really want to get it for length, so I'll be bringing these back home. And these are just some fabric that I had, you know, spare scraps you're really making little kids things out of. So before I make her actual ones, I will just test those for size when I go there for Mother's Day. Mia chose her own fabric. She wants undies in this fabric. I knew she'd want, her mother knew she'd want under the sea ones, and this fabric with the baby animals on it, which is quite cute. And this fabric, which is, it's Australian animals. It's quite a nice fabric. I think I've made Owen t-shirts in this. So I think I will need to buy some tracksuit fabric for Mia, but I just wanted to try all those on her for size, and then I can get on with making her some because, and I said to Hannah that when my 2 eldest girls were at creche, they had 5 tracksuits each that I had made them, and that's what they wore every day in winter because you could wash them and put them in the dryer in the days when I used a clothes dryer. Now the next thing I made was what I call a tracksuit. So I had some grey marle knit that I bought from Spotlight, and if you remember the green one that I made last year, I'll try to pop in a photo if I can find it, in a beautiful fabric that I got in a bespoke box, And it's actually a mashup of the Trudy Turtle neck by Wardrobe by Me and the Vera jumper top from Forget Me Not Patterns. So that's the back, this is the front. Let's hope it hasn't got any food spilt on it. So I haven't washed it yet, but I have worn it. So it was quite difficult to tell which was the inside and which was the outside. So I went for the slightly fluffier side on the inside, thinking that when it gets pilly from washing, it wouldn't show as much. And it'd be lovely and warm. And so I will pop some photos in because I think I took some photos. So really, really nice top, really comfortable. Comes up high in the neck without being a turtleneck, so without strangling you. And the pants are the Comfi pants from Pattern Scout, which are the ones I made the green set last year in too. So these are the pants, so comfortable, so lovely. I'm not sure how long the grey ones will last because the quality of the fabric is not as good as the green ones. And something I have noticed, and I did put a label on it so that I would know the back from the front, is that it's got knee marks in it and the green ones don't get a knee mark in it. So I think the green is a Pontel. I think that's what the green fabric is. But it doesn't become misshapen as easily. So really happy with how it turned out, and I've had that fabric in my stash for quite some time, but I did have a label on it saying that I bought it from Spotlight, so that's how I know. I probably bought it when it was a really big discount, but you're sort of only going to get what you pay for. And the other thing I've been doing is alterations for customers, and then I thought I'm going to make the Lady McElroy top to match the skirt. So the fabric's called Life in Venice. Sure, that's what it's called, in powder blue. So this is it here. Remember, this is the Stina skirt that I made, well, last year or the year before. And this is in the Chloe Chambray, which is a style of fabric that Lady McElroy call one of their fabrics. And so it's a little bit heavier, and I was able to get cotton chalet lawn to make the top in. I'll pop some photos in. Really, really happy with it. So it's the Zoey Blouse by Atelier Jupe, which I have made before, and last time I made it I had to reduce the size of the shoulders and the neck, and I'd already made those alterations to my pattern piece and my facings and my sleeve, so I just went with that again because it's really quite shaped. When you make this, make sure it's not too long before it gets to your waist, because then if you're making it too long and you think, well, that's okay because it doesn't matter if it's longer, I can just cut it off at the bottom. Well, you can't really, because it's quite fitted. If the waist's going down to where your hips are, it's going to be quite firm around your hips. So that's why I preferred to take it off the shoulders and the neckline. And really happy with it. And it has a cuff that you gather the sleeve into, but this time I thought I would put elastic in the bottoms of the sleeves. So I actually put a cuff on and then put elastic inside the cuff because I wanted them to be long. So they're probably bracelet length on me. And just because it might be something that I wear in winter, I might wear a coat over it and then take it off when you get inside. So really happy with the Zoey Blouse and just loving this fabric. really, really nice. So the other things I've been doing is cutting out shirts. So the first one I've cut out is this shirt here. Appalling picture, I know. And it's the oversized shirt by Dressy Patterns. So there's some line drawing showing you what the shirt is. So it's oversized shirt. It's got a back yoke. It's got cuffed long sleeves, a collar with a stand, a curved hem, chest pockets, diagonal pleats on the back, and a hidden front button placket. So you can see here that you can't see the buttons. So it's got a hidden button placket. And the most exciting thing of all is it comes with no instructions. So as well as that, it's challenging. And this is the fabric that I have cut it out in. And this is just a striped cotton from Spotlight. And what really attracted me, I was always going to make it in something striped. It's going to make the feature of the diagonal pleats on the back so much more noticeable. So that was why I was always going to do it in a striped fabric. So I've got that one cut out. And the next one I've got cut out is the all-in easy fit shirt from Pattern Emporium. And I've cut that out in the cotton lawn that I bought when I was in Vietnam. And I've interfaced both sides of the collar and both pieces of the collar stand. So the inner and the outer collar stand, the inner and the outer collar. Just so that you can put it up and it stays up. And the other thing I've cut out is a bestie bag. So, not forgetting that it's Sew Autumn Denim. So I have cut out the bestie bag in, and as you can see, I've cut through a label, in some red denim that I had left. And what's it say? It says, leftover from Ash Jeans, great stretch. It was from Weft and Warp, and I bought this last year when our Sew Autumn Denim was on. So I'm making, it's much more, it's a much richer colour. It looks very orangey on the screen. I think I said that last time, but when I look at it when it's playing back on YouTube, it's not. But that is going to be my bestie bag. And I'm facing it with this, let's call it polyester linen. Now, I made a dress in that, which I have since donated, because there's so much polyester in that it was sticking to my iron, and it was very, very scratchy fabric, and I thought that would be ideal for the lining of a bag. So that's one of the things I'm making for Sew Autumn Denim. And that was a bestie bag by BF Patterns. So don't forget about Sew Autumn Denim. I'll put the details up here. But basically, you can sew or make anything in denim. It can be for a person, it can be for a pet, or anyone else. And you can also knit or crochet things in a denim coloured yarn. So in like the traditional blue denim colour. So, and you can upload it to Instagram anytime during May. And so I better get cracking, because there's another thing that I wanted to make, and I think it's by Helen's Closet. Okay, it's the Faulkner pants by Helen's Closet. So they've actually got a seam running up the centre front and the centre back rather than on the sides. And then your pocket wraps around. I wonder if anyone else has made those, what the sizing was like. Let me know if you've made those. I thought they looked really, really nice, even though I said I wasn't making any more jeans. And I was going to make the wide leg ones, not the barrel leg ones. So let me know if you've made them and how it went. And I have got some very heavyweight denim there. So I have got this denim. And it says I've washed it. So it is really quite heavyweight. But I'd like some wide leg pants in it. I don't mind the way wide leg pants look when they're sort of stiff. And it says, I've got 2 meters, well, I think it's 2.2 in there and I'm short, so that would be enough fabric. Heavyweight dark navy denim. And I got it from Homecraft Textiles, but I will have gotten that last year. But let me know if you've made those pants, the Faulkner pants by Helen's Closet. Don't forget about Sew Autumn Denim and uploading to hashtag Sew Autumn Denim 25 and hashtag Sewists of Oz. How's that for a memory? So don't forget about that. All the details of Sew Autumn Denim will be in the description of this video. So if you're not sure, go and have a look. I'd love to see what everyone's making. Remember, you can also knit something this year, so that's always good. And I haven't seen anybody make a hat, and I would like to see someone make a hat, please. How nice would a denim hat be? Everybody have a great week. I'll talk to you all soon. Keep sewing and keep warm. Please like and subscribe, and thank you to all the people who have bought me a coffee on my Comfi account. It is very much appreciated. Have a good week. I'll talk to you all soon. Bye.